These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024.
But even just the fact that MT got up there actually did dissuade them for looking for any sort of a dive. So this is very good. And Bwipo has no W.
Oh, Bwipo already flashed back underneath the turret there to make sure he gets to safety as Core and Yon are putting the pressure on the FlyQuest top laner. Had to use the flash there, traded for the ignite of Core JJ. Bwipo down to 150 HP.
The poke continues, and Bwipo's still sticking around down here, trying to charge up his Qs. He uses the charged one, though.
He's so low. Bwipo below 100 HP. Yon with a nice deadly flourish as Bwipo tries to put some damage back into Core JJ, but he takes a lick and he gets first blood.
Fade over. Looks like they also got the full reset here from Bwipo, so Bwipo level 6 Cassante is coming back full health. Meanwhile, Impact just recalling now is going to have to channel teleport.
APA already used his ulti there to chunk Quad down. Quad still has the shockwave, but all three grubs already secured by Umpty and Team Liquid.
And Busio just can't face check in there. You know, Umpty's Inspired's trying to lead the way there on the Skarner, but they cannot risk it.
Safe side right now, knows that's where the Skarner would be.
Okay, Quad doesn't get the ball far enough to try to go for a shockwave. Polymorph onto APA, who flashes over the wall to try to escape, but Quad with the flash into the shockwave. Easy pick up there for FlyQuest, but now Masu could be under some pressure in the bottom lane. Uses the barrier as the curtain call opens up. Yon hits the first two. Number 3 collides. Number 4, Masu has to flash out of the way to survive. Yon is shooting straight.
Going to be the Dragon rotation immediately. Busio just left around now. He's the one going to get poked under tower.
Yeah, this combo of the Jhin and the Tahm Kench, another deadly flourish into Abyssal Dive. Core JJ, the thick skin is not thick enough, and Team Liquid overplays their hand. Yon even having a flash away, they still don't kill Busio. He barely holds on, sidesteps the deadly flourish at the very end.
2v2 have been dominating, but they definitely went way too far on that one. At the very least, it's just a kill given over to the Lulu, so not the end of the world, but the loss of summoners, I think, is really what does hurt Yon.
Thank you. But the 6 grubs might be more meaningful as APA under attack again.
Yeah, APA could be in some serious trouble here. Inspired flashes forward, but he misses the upheaval. APA is still going to drop as Quad can chase him down. 2-0 on the Orianna for the flag.
And I want to see what's going on bottom side too, because again, the relentless pressure here has almost resulted in a whole turret taken by the TL duo. They do get it here, only 12.5 minutes into the game. Quadrant of the jungle here leading up to it.
And I mean, while TL, I think, are in a very good spot, there's so much scaling over on the FlyQuest side. I do think Jhin is really going to struggle to actually punch through the front line. There's not a massive amount of tank killing pressure here on Team Liquid's comp. So as long as FlyQuest aren't just completely bleeding out, just keep focusing on their farm, getting their levels, this is the kind of style that they like to play. They like to play to scale.
Inspired actually gave a really interesting interview with Travis Gafford, I believe, where he talked about specifically playing team fights versus Team Liquid. And Inspired is always gives a lot of detail, and one of the main things that he said,
20 splinters that you're trying to get. Impact in this bot lane though is getting so much damage down to this tower. This might just be dead. I think he can kind of just kill him Bwipo's face at this point.
Dude, Trinity Force Jax just demolishes structures. It's so easy for Impact to farm money off of that.
defensive hovering.
Also got chunked
For now.
there. APA on the center doing some good work. But meanwhile, bottom side, 2v2. Bwipo starting it off with the all-out on Impact, taking him through the wall here in the alcove, but a TP ready to reinforce for FlyQuest. Impact on the retreat. Third and Tofo strike threatened the knockback, so Impact has to flash away, but now Umpty getting caught by the shockwave. Nicely done here from FlyQuest to catch the Team Liquid jungler. We'll see if they want to go any further forward. Doesn't look like it, but FlyQuest won nothing in that scrap. Well, FlyQuest is going to grab themselves some more objective money up here in the top lane. It'll be their first turret claimed this game. TL already with 3 in their position, but FlyQuest finally getting on the board in that regard. Meanwhile, Umpty will secure Soul Point here for the side of Team Liquid, so the clock is starting to approach midnight here for FlyQuest. They are going to have to answer these from now on or surrender that ever so important Infernal Soul. One thing that is going FlyQuest's way, 3 out of 4 of the kills, really all of the kills except for the one where Team Liquid overextended trying to dive Busio.
Space being created by a Cassante, by a Skarner, and this Lulu backing you up is going to be really threatening.
Well, Inspired jumps in, going after Umpty, who immediately responds, jumping on Busio, who's down to half HP, but a redemption going to be summoned up by FlyQuest here as Impact tries to chase after him with a counter-strike, but he won't find the stun on anybody important. Impact is about to die first, but he gets away with a leap strike back to a teammate. APA killed first. FlyQuest with a 1-0 here so far in the fight, but Whipple's in the front line, but he's all alone. He knocks Umpty back. A little bit more damage. Might just kill the Team Liquid jungler.
To the Baron pit to try and get away from danger, but then section off from the rest of the team, so FlyQuest are able to collect that kill, and
we're not done yet. Nice knockback again from Whippo onto Core JJ. Wants to keep going forward, but he's got to be a little bit careful here. Impact with a counter-strike. Goes in and finds the kill on Busio. Escapes with his own flash back up into the brush, but a two-man shockwave coming out from Quad. Impact is popped before we can do anything else. Umpty's here on the front line, and surely he won't survive. The arrows just riddle him like a pincushion. Yon won't land the deadly flourish, and FlyQuest continues the chase. Quad goes on a rampage, and Core JJ goes down. In regards to something you said earlier, Isaac, talking about the scaling of FlyQuest, talking about how it'll be so hard for this Jhin to punch through that front line, it's exactly what we just saw. Now we got some more problems for TL. An arrow from downtown finds its way onto Impact. He'll try to fight his way out, but it ain't gonna happen. Top laner down. FlyQuest 9-4 and be able to join. He has respawn now. He'll make his way back out onto the map. FlyQuest still in control. Nice knockback coming out from Whipple when APA's in trouble. All out from Whipple to make sure that Core JJ's not able to save him. Now the Tom Kench has to dive back to safety.
Baron threat here. They've got a Jhin for DPS, so all they can do is clear a ward.
And I love how Whippo just immediately decides all out into no terrain just to get that little extra buffer to guarantee that Core JJ cannot save his mid laner on this Tom Kench as FlyQuest acquire the mid lane turret.
I feel like FlyQuest are fully in the driver's seat now. Soul point or not for Team Liquid, it doesn't matter if you can't win a fight. Looking to try to take over control of that area because that really is going to be what TL are looking for the whole time.
All right, the arrow, they went for the Tom Kench, but it missed. Umpty and Core JJ still here on the front line for Team Liquid, knocking Inspired up into the air with a 3 talent strike, but Inspired going for the pull only onto Core JJ. Umpty with a pressure onto Busio, has to try to flash away. Impact wanted to grab the counter strike, but it ain't gonna work. Umpty now the focus of FlyQuest damage. Impact in stasis, trying to hang on. Core JJ saving him there with the Devour. They try to get everybody away to safety, but Umpty is locked behind enemy lines, and Quad is dominating. FlyQuest kill the Team Liquid jungler. They're making their way over to the Baron pit. They gotta make sure that nobody gets sniped here by Jan's curtain call, and it's not that hard to do. FlyQuest now making Team Liquid be the ones to answer as they head into the Baron pit.
I mean, Impact got into the backline, forced out the summoners, but they had no answer for Masu, who gets buffed up by the Lulu, shreds the frontliners, and TL forced to retreat, lose the Baron here. FlyQuest now, will they have the health bars to get back to Dragon? That's the question.
Very easy. I think the timing for that fight was perfect for FlyQuest.
Who cannot be touched. The Orianna as well is free firing. TL just don't have the consistent damage to punch through the frontliners. If they don't win on that first punch at the start of the fight, they got nothing.
Yeah, Quad is just so fed, so rich here. The Orianna arrows and picking people off now because APA has no flash. For this next one. Umpty has no flash. Xin is notoriously vulnerable when you're trying to get vision as a jungler. You're trying to work with your support with Core JJ there.
Game, and FlyQuest has done a great job responding to it with mid-lane or mid-game outplays as Yon is again forced to flash now. The Jhin vulnerable, the Tom Kench dead, the Orianna godlike, and FlyQuest just keep striking gold. Now that gold is about to flow straight into their pockets as the bottom lane tier 2 turret collapses, and again, it's Umpty under pressure as FlyQuest are not done yet. Quad does so much damage, and Umpty learned the hard way. You gotta respect it. FlyQuest gonna knock down another tier 2, this time over in the mid lane. Impact is trying to make a play here with a teleport, but the problem is there's no pincer attack to be found. You are a 3v5 for Team Liquid for the next 10 seconds, and even then, it's still down a man for him. Impact's gonna be interrupted as he tries to recall an award. FlyQuest have already taken the mid lane inhibitor, and now they're going to demolish the tier 3 turret in the bottom lane, making it a 2-inhib game.
I mean, you can try to threaten the flank, but it's not a rock in a hard place. It's a rock in a wet paper bag.
Through it, you know. Yeah, exactly. FlyQuest has done their training. They are ready to go. They know how to play these types of situations with an arrow coming in from the top side. Umpty gets hit from all the way away, and he has to try to flash to survive, but he's still almost dead. You got Whippo going in, all out. Umpty in some danger, still barely surviving as Jan's about to drop here next. If the Jhin dies, surely the fight is already over, and I think it won't even matter. Core JJ will drop second. They're about to make it even more. Impact's out of the picture. Quad's legendary. Yawn, this fed Jin from the early game can't do anything as Inspired comes around with the Ishtal impact, the polymorph on APA, so we can't even get a trade back on the FlyQuest support. Quad 10-0 flooding into the base. Yawn, the only one standing to try to stop it as FlyQuest go in for what should be the final kill of the game. They knock the Infernal Cinders out of them. They knock the Nexus turret down, and FlyQuest take game one.
Again, it's going to be these double-ranged lanes here, so TL are really going to struggle in that 2v2 early, and they have Bwipo here that's going to be in one of these lanes, so they could even just swap again onto the Rumble and do what they did last time around.
A lot of the lead. When Team Liquid first hit the 2,000 gold lead mark, it was 1.7k on Yawn, but a flash as FlyQuest are getting engaged on down here in the bottom lane. Yawn and Core JJ are lower, but Umpty is showing up first. Busio's going to die, and it's Team Liquid getting first blood yet again. And they can feel believable, you know?
Here's another little wrinkle in the script. 4 people top for TL, looking for the dive. Inspired's around.
All right, let's see what Bwipo can do. Needs to buy enough time for his jungler to arrive at least. Bwipo with the flash impact, going to take some damage from the turret, but not enough to kill him, and Inspired cannot get there in time. Nicely done, Team Liquid 2-0 until the first grub spawn.
One of the things I really like about this swap here from TL is that Rumble is 6 now and has Equalizer, so they can't actually pressure the tower where they can easily pressure Bwipo.
Yeah, Bwipo ignited, smited. He is down, so, you know, in the general sense of the word, not with the summoner spell. It's not like he's a jungle camp, but
and they push in bot side, so more minions going to be denied down on that bot side as well from Impact, who had the push. As FlyQuest are sending Bwipo down towards that bot wave, but unfortunately for him, it's just going to be him arriving to a wave that's pushing away from him. And again, we're going to have the TL bot lane going down there to arrive and just keep Bwipo down. They really are focusing on him this game. They're trying to put him in a deficit.
Behind is almost as important as the chunks that they got on enemy health bars. Still though, because Umpty invested ultimate and you don't have those resources there at 4TL, FlyQuest can move in and will claim their dragon. This is on top of the 3 grubs that they got.
Very, very good. Yawn and Core JJ still here in this 2v2, almost level 6 for Core. Still needs about that last 1/3 of a level. Yawn taking some damage from Busio and Masu here with a double ranged threat. Yawn's got a lot of spears in him, down to 100 HP with a Dawning Shadow, forcing out the Feather Storm.
Quad as well has a roam timer. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch them, but he's even going towards tier 2.
Bwipo goes in for the third, and Tofo Strike goes all out on Impact, bringing Inspired in with him. Impact with a flash away, but immediately with the chase from Inspired, Equalizer drops down over the top. Impact staying alive for now. Bwipo might just be taken down by Umpty, who needs one more hit, and he takes him out of the picture. It's a 2v2 outplay for Team Liquid.
It's massive for TL, and they survive on the bot side as well.
Against Impact, who had that heated up Flame Spitter, just lasting on him for the entire duration. But it looks like Team Liquid's control over the top side river will earn them the second set of grubs. Neither team should be able to hit that 4 grub spot unless Core JJ can randomly steal this with a Gleaming Quill, but there's almost no way. All right, Umpty's got the smite. 3-3 on grubs in this second game.
Yep, Inspired was stealing away the red. He did get it.
APA jumps in, looking for the engage here on FlyQuest in the top side. Umpty with a paranoia sets it up for APA to grab the kill on Masu, while in the bottom lane, Impact's now potentially in a 1v3 dive scenario. He's got a couple seconds left on the Equalizer, and FlyQuest wants to hit him before he can cast it. Impact drops in the bottom lane. Nobody's going to be traded back, but APA putting the DPS into the top lane tier 1 turret should be able to grab that first objective here.
Yep, the Demolitionist gonna do his job up there. Meanwhile, they also got the benefit of pushing mid. So kind of 2 lanes won there for Team Liquid. FlyQuest striking back a bit on the bottom side and getting some much needed money for themselves. Honestly, even just trying to handle the minion waves in the side lane because enemy team is running Nocturne.
Well, now hold on, Busio. Trying to disengage.
I think he beat the minions 1v1 still. We're not there.
Oh, come on.
All right.
It's going to be close. You're right, Kobe, but I think
Hold
he
on,
can do
down
it.
here in the bottom lane, we got an engage coming out from FlyQuest. Nice use of the combo there to get the pick on APA. The Vi and Ari coming to life.
This time, and they'll be rewarded with finally getting that outer tower for themselves. FlyQuest starting to get some money back, but again,
41, not a lot.
Okay, 41 souls, nothing to really write home about here just yet. MasterCard Lane Economy Snapshot shows
thank you,
that
MasterCard.
Yeah, thank you, MasterCard. We got Impact off to the greatest lead
Gonna have to swipe
of the
and buy
game
some more souls.
so far. And this Rift Herald is going to drop now as well. So TL going to pull ahead in that neutral objective game. We'll see how much value they can get out of this one.
They have both their teleports ready, so they should be able to make the rotation, but get caught.
Immediately, Team Liquid go for the engage, but they don't have enough damage to secure the kill. Now the equalizer comes down over the top as FlyQuest guarantee their jungler's able to survive. Whippo now in a bad spot, though, has to try to go all out to get himself away, but he can't do anything to escape the flame spitter. Now TL continuing their engage with a nice knock up on Amasu. That Kallista's going nowhere. Yon's going on a killing spree, and the Herald's going into the tier 2 turret. Nicely done from TL. Just absolutely swimming in money.
So fed at this point in the game. Even has another about 400 gold just from first strike on top of all the farm advantages that he has. APA doing what he does here in the side lane, getting richer and richer. Both the TL AD carries.
To choke FlyQuest out of the map. Now with the engage in the mid lane. Paranoia from Umpty diving after the AD carry of FlyQuest, but he's gone too deep. Busio with the kill on the Team Liquid jungler as Yon has to try to retreat now. Inspired with a Vault Breaker flash, but it ain't gonna find the target. He can follow it up with the ulti here as Quad shows up from the side and a nice shutdown. Back over to FlyQuest as Team Liquid continues trying to run. It's a 2-for-1 trade favoring Fly so far. Impact's gotta try to get away. Quad running out of Spirit Rush charges now. The rest of the team needs to join up, and Busio's get the kill on Impact. Team Liquid got way too excited.
The Vi comes in from the side. Flash Q is going to be ulted by Yon, but look at this ulti buffer there from the Vi as the root is coming through, immunes it with his own ultimate.
If I was Spawn after this one, I think he's going to say, like, calm down and look at the risk versus reward of that play.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you saw the reaction there from Yon. They're going to look for a side lane.
Here we go again. Umpty with a Paranoia, this time after Whippo. All out to try to get the Cassante away, but Whippo's now in a 1v2. Impact providing the damage. Dawning Shadow for a shield, but Whippo is taking so much damage over time from the Rumble. He'll try to continue escaping. Quad missed the charm. Impact will secure that kill, and now APA forces Quad back as well.
Get those resets and potentially run over the play, but they're looking for Yon.
They want it. Inspired tries to make the engage, but Yon doing a beautiful job here with a Feather Storm. Inspired taking a ton of damage now with a counter punch from TL hitting hard. Masu and Quad in full retreat as Team Liquid teleport Impact in. The fight is already over, and TL's heading over to Baron.
What FlyQuest can do about it, they can't smite steal it, but they could try and poke around and fight.
Yeah, FlyQuest need to try to do something here. TL got the Baron down to about 2,000 HP. Baron not secured yet as Whippo goes in, finds a nice Pathmaker onto 2. Umpty with the flash into the pit, but he's gonna go right back in to secure it here with a smite. Team Liquid just cleaning up FlyQuest all over the top side river. The river runs red, baby. Team Liquid.
That man just lost 3 years off his life when Umpty flashed out of the pit.
I hope these players are paying for his blood pressure medication after some of these.
They're gonna have to visit Grandpa Spawn in the old folks home in about 2 years.
Gold. They are on Soul Point. 4.5 minutes, though, until that next Drake spawns, and they have Baron for another 80 seconds. I know Team Liquid are wanting to just crack this base and end this one here.
And FlyQuest make the call. We're so far behind. Actually, they go for both plays.
They want to go in after Umpty, who turns around for the Paranoia counter engage as CoreJJ is ready to try to back up his jungler. Nice equalizer over the top of 3. Meanwhile, a problem off to the side. Yon nearly killed, trying to get away now as Quad needs one more attack, but he ain't going to find it. Quad into the stasis trying to survive, but Inspired is already dead. Whippo's into the back line, but he can't find the kill on Yon. The AD carry is still fighting, still kiting. There is no way for FlyQuest to try to contest these guys. The Blade Caller finally finds him at the very end, and Yon will trade his own life. The base now as CoreJJ and APA will continue as your Team Liquid demolition crew here in the bottom lane. It's 10 seconds on Inspired, 25 on Masu and Whippo. The game will not end here, but Team Liquid will successfully crack the base of FlyQuest before the Baron expires.
Too, because APA, the level 17 Tristana, very critical to keep up. And of course, he still doesn't have his flash quite yet.
Inspired with the engage. A lot of damage onto APA, but he rocket jumps back over the wall to stay alive. Plenty of damage, just burning Inspired away as Paranoia brings Umpty into the fight a little bit late. It's already won here for Team Liquid as Yon uses the Feather Storm and Barrier at the same time, thinking he was way too close to death. He and Core just barely hanging on, but there's plenty of HP on APA, Impact, and Umpty, and they're going to keep pushing the tier 2 while the super minions push the base of FlyQuest. The tier 2 turret still hasn't fallen yet. FlyQuest doing a good enough job hanging on for now, but back in the base, Quad's the one who has to save those Nexus turrets. Impact still trying to find some damage here with the Electro Harpoons, but APA's ready to follow it up. He tries to go forward after Masu. Masu using the Fate's Call, trying to bring him back. Fight back against APA, and the shutdown goes over to Busio.
Stop there pushing and not allowing TL to take an inch.
Well, Bwipo now finding himself in a 1 versus 3, and one of those 3 is an AD carry. Makes it very hard for the Cassante to try to get away. Yon eats 2/3 of his own health there.
Anything that FlyQuest can do about it, and since they are running so heavy investment into pick, into burst damage, with Vi Ari here, is really unfortunate for them.
Even that, just pumping DPS into this Baron. No contest coming from FlyQuest. We should be looking at our final push coming up here soon, as TL have everything they need to lock this game away.
It's one of the best years he's had in the LCS, I think, in a long time. Has been really looking on top of his game here in TL, trying to force us to a game number 3. Does feel like when these teams play, it's always so competitive. The TP's coming in and TL looking to try to put the finishing touches on this one. We'll see if FlyQuest can pull off a miracle and make the game continue.
Not just a TP with an infinity edge for that level 18 Tristana. APA has massive damage. Engaged with a grand entrance from Core JJ, and APA's already killed Inspired before the Vi could do anything. 5v4 for TL as FlyQuest trying to scramble and defend what's left of their base. Bwipo's nearly killed already as he tries to retreat now. Third and Topo strike with a knockback onto Umpty, but it ain't gonna matter. The Flame Spitter putting so much damage into Bwipo. He'll burn away before he can reach the safety of the fountain. The Nexus turrets will not stand long. It is going to be a 9-game day here on the final episode of Swiss 2024.
Led is insane with Sejuani.
They were baiting the Yone. Whether or not it's the right decision, they were baiting the Yone.
All right, so we're talking about this Kled a lot. It's a huge pick, it's a big deal.
Umpty is behind him, we'll see what they can get.
All right, they want to try to get some power here with this Sejuani. The Soul Unbound has already been spent by Quad, but now he's trying to get away over to Inspired, who's coming in to back him up. Ishtal's impact slams APA into the wall, but Quad is already down to 250 HP. The Yone trying to get away, goes back in for the Q3, but he ain't gonna find enough here just yet. Nice heal there, as now a first blood for Inspired. He turns around to save his mid laner. Bwipo taking the worst end of a trade up here for the top lane, but now bottom side, it's Inspired on the Skarner yet again, this time looking for Core, and Yon! Core JJ is turned to hamburger, and Masu's eating good.
The race car Skarner is unleashed after the mid lane victory.
Group up with Umpty, play for 2v2s, try to threaten dives. You got to make stuff happen on the map. You cannot sit back and farm.
Let's talk about some of the history of APA, and something that Spawn actually said very recently in an interview when he was talking about him. Well, we might have to talk about Inspired more, because he's actually ruling the game so far.
We might have to focus on the present instead of the past here, Kobe, as Impact just hits level 6 for the Equalizer to try to clear out the wave, but FlyQuest sent the whole party up here, man. Even the bottom lane's joining them. Inspired only dropping a half HP from the turret aggro.
I want to give a little spark of hope, though, to the TL fans that might be watching this kind of slip away from them. Another bit of action coming their way, though. Everybody's heading to the Void Grubs here. Galio is also level 6, so Bwipo could ult in.
We've also got APA ready with the charge. Team Liquid firing it off here as the Void Grubs are already secured by FlyQuest, but a massive Fate Sealed over the wall coming out from Quad. Bwipo makes his entrance. FlyQuest are slaughtering Liquid. A double kill, and APA with no flash. All that is left to determine is who's getting the money here for Fly. They'll get the taunt there from Bwipo. Masu's on a killing spree. 6-0, 7 minutes in.
They did back off. At this point for TL, all they can really do is try to overload one side, but they're already getting picked bot.
Yeah, Bwipo immediately with a Justice Punch into the taunt. Inspired can use the Impale to bring Impact so far away. There's no chance of escape for the Rumble. All he does is shoot the Equalizer to try to thin the wave. All right, Bwipo staring down the barrel of 4v1. Goes for the taunt, finds it onto APA, flashing back underneath the turret, goes for the Justice Punch again, trying to keep himself alive, but the lockup is too much. Team Liquid, 11 minutes into the game, find their first kill, but it's at great cost. The second set of grubs, along with the tier 1 turret, the first turret of the game in the top lane. Isa does have enough firepower to deal with this guy, but Inspired now ready to also join. Ishtal impact through the wall, and it's a TP coming in for FlyQuest, looking to make it an even 3v3. Whippo disengages, and Inspired has the Impale onto Impact, who has to try to flash away, but the fade sealed from Quad hits the mark. FlyQuest 1-0 in the 3v3.
Oh, they didn't have a lot of vision on that bot side. They can just intuit where they are because they have all this vision on the top side to tell them, no one's up here farming the camps, no one's up here making a play. Well, guess where they could be? They're going to be looking for Whippo, and that's why they're down there to support.
Quad now the target for Umpty and APA, who goes in with a teleport.
It has been an uphill trajectory for FlyQuest. They have truly improved day in and day out ever since then, taking over in the finals, Winions in the base, but here truly at Worlds, you know, pushing Hanwha Life, LCK #1 seed to the very brink, definitely gives fans a lot of hope.
Whippo in some trouble, though, as the killer instinct from Yon joins APA, who uses the charge to continue the chase after the Galio. He's very tanky against magic damage.
Team, you know, what they brought out against Hanwha, you know, being able to bring out things like the Nunu to get a win with that was so exciting. And even, you have to take into consideration the fact that they beat PSG, who took them down. I don't think they're necessarily needing to actually start it up, because their comp scales incredibly well, but they want to put that pressure on. Uh-oh.
Oh man, Umpty caught in his own jungle as Busio and Inspired were ready and waiting, and Masu's got more than enough firepower to guarantee they get what they came for. Now with a man advantage for the next 25 seconds, FlyQuest will use that to knock down the tier 2 turret here in the mid lane. They were already gonna do it, but they might as well just use the Herald. They'll summon it up here, and this might be, hold on, can they do the secret? Okay, never mind.
But by the time Yon gets his Rage Blade, you know, there's going to be already Infinity Edge, triple item spike for Masu on the Xayah, and so it just becomes so difficult. And
no, you got out,
plan right at the beginning of the game. They kind of did the combo breaker at the very beginning. But here, APA in the side lane trying to make something happen.
Yeah, he wants to go after Whippo. Whippo using the Justice Punch to trade back against him, and Whippo flashes out of the way of the charge so he doesn't get hit by that one. And now, a taunt coming in, trying to dismount APA. Teleports will arrive, but it's Quad getting himself into the fight first. Jumps in for the killing spree. APA is already dead, and now Impact has found himself in a spot where he's likely to follow. Core JJ grabbed by the Impale as Inspired brings him back further away from safety. That's 2 kills for FlyQuest.
Shot at even getting over there and contesting.
Yeah, and it doesn't need anything more than just Inspired and Masu for this. Masu with Infinity Edge, Essence Reaver, and Quick Blades will make short work of the Baron, even with just the duo taking care of it. Baron secured for FlyQuest 24 minutes into the game, 10,000 gold ahead.
Oh, Impact's in trouble.
Impact at the very tip of the fate sealed. Quad's probably just gonna kill him here, but they bring in Whippo to add insult to injury, and now they can deal with the remaining 2 guys as well. Fully Baroned up, fully grouped up, fully ready to punch their tickets to Paris and the quarter-finals. They've got the minions, they've got the Void Grubbies. That mid lane tier 3 turret has already taken severe damage, and they're looking to put a similar amount here into the bot lane tier 3. It's already crushed. Whippo charging forward with the Justice Punch as Team Liquid can't do anything but look on as this first inhibitor will fall. Now FlyQuest with the wave marching up mid lane could try to go after that second tier 3, but instead gonna go ahead, recall, regroup.
Back up these minions, sync them up, and see if they can't crash these waves and look for a potential end on the game. TL just getting pushed out.
Second tier turret in top is down. FlyQuest with a 13,000 gold lead, 26 minutes into the game. Team Liquid scrambling to try to defend. Tier 3 turret is almost killed already as Whippo uses the stasis to survive underneath the tier 3 turret right before it dies. Quad snapping back, FlyQuest pushing forward. Rings they can. The inhibitor dies in top lane.
FlyQuest, it's right in front of you. They are so close to moving on.
The Baron has expired. Only that mid lane still standing in terms of the inhibitors. Team Liquid have their work cut out for them, just dealing with the side lane pressure from the super minions. Could just walk right on top of that control ward though. As the turret falls in the mid lane, Core is still so far away from the rest of the team, and Whippo goes in for the engage. He finds the taunt onto 2. Team Liquid not in any danger here just yet, but their base is utterly destroyed. Umpty on the front line. Masu taking a lot of damage, but he ain't gonna be killed just yet. Goes up into the Featherstorm, staying alive for now. Team Liquid wants to jump in and kill him, and they finally got the kill they needed. Impact taking the credit, but FlyQuest is so far ahead. Quad jumps back in with the fate sealed. APA remounts, but it ain't gonna matter. Umpty drops to 0. A double kill for Quad. quad. There's no way for Team Liquid to try to survive. Only Core JJ left standing. A triple kill for Quad and FlyQuest. They conquered their demons back in summer finals, and they banished them here today. They triumph over Team Liquid yet again, and they will earn their spot in the quarterfinals as the last hope for North America.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.